Last week's dramatic events have brought back memories. Gelatin Can remembers the military coup of 1980 very well. He was a student in Istanbul at the time. To this day, he is haunted by the brutality he experienced.
This is where they arrested me. I was wedged between two cars. The police jumped out, put a sack over me, and brought me to the police station. There, the so-called interrogation began. They beat the soles of my feet, administered electric shocks, deprived me of sleep, and shouted abuse at me for 2 days.
Some 650,000 people were arrested in the course of a few days. They included left-wing activists like Can, liberal thinkers, and many Kurds. The putsch took place on September 12, 1980, following a period of unrest between left and right-wing groups. Martial law was declared. Istanbul's Taksim Square became a symbol of the coup. Last week, this square was once again occupied by soldiers determined to overthrow the government and seize power. Days later, people stopped to take photos here. Thousands of AKP supporters answered Erdoğan's call to take to the streets to defeat the coup.
We love our government and our president. We're strong together. Our lives will now go on as normal. We're coming out of this stronger. We won't let anyone bring us down.
Gelatin Can is glad the coup was a failure, but he doesn't share the joy of Erdoğan's supporters either. He says this time it's a battle between two authoritarian forces. In his view, that wasn't the case before.
36 years ago, the coup was not against the government, but against a large portion of society, against those who were fighting for an emancipated and democratic future. Regardless of whether these people were students or business people, the army wanted to stop this development.
Grief and defiance as the civilian victims of the attempted coup are laid to rest. Allah is great, mourners cry. Some accuse religious authorities of using the funerals as an opportunity to display their might. In the cities, AKP supporters have been patrolling the streets at night.
Soldiers should never again use their weapons against their own people. Even if they couldn't be held accountable, they will never escape punishment from Allah.
Critics of the government fear the failed coup could cause Islamist forces to rally around Erdoğan, further strengthening his grip on power.
The attempted coup will make it easier for Erdoğan to impose his vision of an authoritarian, autocratic system. That's almost as bad for democracy as a military coup.
For years, Can has been fighting for the generals involved in the 1980 coup to face justice, as well as the authorities who tortured him, but to no avail. Still, for Can, a military coup is never the answer.
Whatever side you're on, a military coup is never a good thing. No matter what it's against, in the end, it's always the progressive forces and the Kurds who pay the price.
To this day, Gelatin Can continues to fight for his beliefs, opposing autocratic forces and the military. He spent 19 years in prison following the putsch of 1980. But he believes a military coup can never be the answer, not even in Turkey.